Hey guys, my name is BigSpin and today I'm going to show you how to dominate in Wild Rift with the champion Vi. Vi is by far my most favorite champion of all time in this game. I've been playing this champ for around 300 games through all elos, so in Challenger as well as already in Emerald, and I'm currently on rank 2 in the leaderboard for Europe, while this guy is apparently win trading, as you can see on his profile, so you might as well say that I'm number 1 unofficially, but this champ is really such a good and underrated jungler, and in this video I'm gonna tell you everything that I know about this champ so that you can play a good Vi and carry your team with this champ. Leave a thumbs up if you like the video, and also I recommend you to subscribe to this channel to not miss any regular Wild Rift videos. I'm gonna upload so much more, so leave a subscription to not miss anything, and I'm gonna say we're gonna go straight into it. First of all, Vi is a champion that you always want to play in the jungle. There's no other real good position for Vi, even though some people are trying her at Baron lane, but that's really unusual and really cheesy, so I don't recommend you to do this. But we got her abilities that make her so good in the jungle. She has one of the best skills in the game, and now we are going to talk about them. So her first ability, like her passive, triggers a mark on the opponent for each attack. As you can see, when the third attack comes in, the mark procs, and then the opponent is going to receive additional damage, which is related to his maximum health, so percentage damage per third attack. And then you also reduce his armor, so your next attacks and your next abilities just deal more damage because you did physical damage, and also you gain some attack speed. So as you can see, this mark can be triggered infinitely. You can just do this. This is a trigger of the mark, and as you can see, I just gained this attack speed, and also the armor reduction is coming again and again. So this is a really good ability that just really synergizes well with Vi's general kit. Then we got the first ability, and that's basically a dash. Like, you can move it into any direction. You charge your fist, and as you can see, you charge for about 1 second, and you are slowed while charging, so you don't move too fast, but your radius of charging is also increased. So the range of your charge will be longer the longer you charge your fist. If you don't charge it at all, you just do this. It's like a small dash, like not so long, but if you charge it fully, you're gonna be exactly in huge range and just can dash over walls, etc. So you can see, you can just dash over this, you can dash over that, and so on. Of course, it's 0 cooldown now because I'm demonstrating it to you, but as you can see, this ability is a really huge gap closer for Vi, and also, as you can see, if you hit a champion, you're gonna stop charging. So if I charge at this guy, which is obviously a dummy, but functions as a champion, you're just gonna be stopped as soon as you hit a champion, but you knock him like up or you knock him back for a short period of time, so he can't really do anything in this time, and you can already get your next attack to work. This ability is the bread and butter ability of Vi. It is really, really strong, and what I recommend you, if you want to close the gap, you should definitely like charge it and trigger it like as soon as you reach the maximum amount, because if you charge it and you wait for this yellow bar to expire, you're just gonna lose movement speed and your charging range is not increased. So what you do best to escape people or to chase people is just to chase it at its maximum, and then exactly as soon as you reach the maximum, you're just gonna release the ability and just gonna charge it. So this is the way to go for this ability. And then you got your second ability. The second ability gives you a shield, and this shield actually charges with the amount of attacks you do while just playing. So as you can see, there is just a 0 above this ability, and then as I attack, 1 attack, there's a 1. 2 attack, there's a 2, 3, 4, and up to 5 times. And the shield you get increases each time you attack in a certain amount of time. So now I can activate the shield, and I get a huge shield, and at 5 stacks, at maximum stacks, I also gain move speed. So this ability is also really good to close gaps, and also, of course, for jungling, you should always look for the maximum amount of stacks of attacks that you can get for this ability, because as you can see, it also expires. So if you don't attack anyone for a certain period of time, you're just not gonna get this bonus, and it just declines like from 5 to 4 to 3 to 1, etc. And no, from 5 to 4 to 3 to 2 to 1. That's the way to go. I can't count. Perfect. And then we got the third ability. The third ability is, my opinion, the second most important ability of Vi, because it functions as an animation canceller perfectly. So what I mean by this is, her ability is that she does an enhanced auto attack, and this auto attack, as you can see, hits all target in like kind of this shape. So As I attack this guy, and then I activate my third ability. And as you can see, these people behind this dummy, so all dummies are impacted because this is like dealing damage into like all a certain area. As you can see, like the animation already tells it, you deal damage like this. And this ability is really, really good, not only because you get extra damage, but also because you can animation cancel and reach your passive faster. So what you are doing is this: you attack, and then you are just instantly activating after attacking. After you dealt the damage, you just instantly activate your third ability so that you can get your next attack even faster than usually. Because this is the way to go in Wild Rift. By animation cancelling, you can just speed up the amount of damage you deal per second, and it's really good because, as you can see, your usual combo when hitting an enemy is just this: you charge fully up, and then you charge to the support, then you deal one attack, and then you instantly try to proc this passive by just instantly animation cancelling with your third ability. So, as you can see, I do this instantly, and this is really the combo to go. So, first ability into auto attack into third ability is the first combo that you should learn. Bread and butter combo for Vi damage. This is really important. As you can see, this attack also has 2 stacks, so you can use it even twice, like if you stack it up. And for more stacks, you have to charge, so this ability also has a certain cooldown, but you can stack up to 2 charges of this ability, which is really useful. And then we got the ultimate ability, which is also really interesting. You just, kind of stupidly charge on the opponent, you knock him up for 1.25 seconds, and then you just gotta attack him. So this is obviously the ability to engage in team fights. You can engage as well because you have much life, you have huge amount of damage, and you can just like do this ability on the carry, either on the AP carry or on the AD carry, like which one is stronger at the moment, which one you need to isolate. And then you land behind him, and then you can just go for your first ability, like instantly you can just do this, and then you knock him back again. And this is a really cool ability, like to deal the damage to your opponents. As you already see, I have so much fun playing these combos because I like this champ so much. And if you do this ultimate and there's a champion in forward, so you can just deal 75% of the damage that your ultimate deals to the actual target, to all targets in its way. So as you can see, I slightly knock these guys back or I slightly knock these guys' height to reach my target, and I also do damage to them, and that's about the ultimate. So that's about the combinations of why you see that the first ability in combination with the third ability is really strong, and also ultimate ability in combination with your first ability is really, really good. Now let's talk shortly about items. Items, obviously, you got Trinity Force as your first item. This is the bread and butter item for Vi. Everyone who doesn't buy this item is straight out stupid. I call it, this is the item you want to go first always. Maybe you might also be the one who says, okay, I'm gonna buy Yumus first, but that's really cheesy also, and that's what you only do when you are really, really fat and trying to be that like greedy assassin vein, Vi. And then you buy just Trinity as second item. You always buy Trinity. That's a rule of thumb. You don't go into a game without buying Trinity. It doesn't make sense. This is the key item for Vi. Then you buy Sterix. In my opinion, that's the second best item. You just go for the life, so Trinity and some extra health plus the extra base attack damage that synergizes with the shield effect of Trinity Force is a really good combination. And also, if you engage in the fight, with your ultimate, for example, you really, really, really can use this lifeline passive of your Sterix in order to get even more tanky and to survive longer in the fight. So this is a really good combination. These 2 items are my go-to for almost every game. And then as a third item, I almost never buy Death Stance, honestly. I almost always buy, like, Guardian Angel because I really like it on Vi. It provides damage, it provides armor, it's a really good item, and you just have the Guardian effect that is really strong also on Vi in fights to just give you a second life. You can also go for Death Stance. I don't know, I have this in my recommended build, but I don't really enjoy it that much because it's like, I don't know, it doesn't really give you that much of an edge in a certain way. So you can go for this item if you're fine with it. I personally don't really like this item on Vi. Either way, I'm just gonna buy it anyway if I'm so fat that I can just like afford to buy more damage, but this is an item that you can buy, not a must. I would rather go for Guardian Angel. Then I'm usually going to buy some defensive choices, so Spirit Visage or Adaptive Helmet. So tomorrow is the patch coming out, so there is Force of Nature being the item that you are going to buy, or Spirit Visage. It gives you ability ace. It's a really good item. I mean, you can't really make use of the Blast passive, but it's still a really good item. And Otherwise, you're just gonna go for Adaptive Helmet, so that's also a really good choice. Then we got Deadman's Plate. It's also really good on Vi. It provides you a move speed boost that you can make really, really good use of, because you can close these gaps even faster, which is really good. And you can also, or you could also go for like a Thorn Mail. You could go for Randuins. These are also some viable options, but that is obviously up to you and up to the certain game that you're playing in. So if you got really fat APs, you could think about just going for Spirit Visage as well as Adaptive Helmet, or if you got for example, Yazoo and Trundermare and then Vayne as in your opponent team, you're just gonna go for Thornmare as a no-brainer. So that's obviously up to you how the opponents are playing. Now we are going over the runes, which is also kind of obvious. I mean, Conqueror, the keystone for every single like melee bruiser champion. That's just a no-brainer. You gain damage for each attack, and you auto-attack as Vi mainly. So this is a really good ability. And you can also stack Conqueror really fast by using your third ability as an animation canceller, as I already explained to you like few minutes ago. Then we are going to go for Brutal. For a long time I used Triumph because I really like Triumph. I'm like kind of a risky player with Vi because I'm really confident with her. I might recommend it. You might try it, but it's like for the start especially, it's not that good. I rather go for Brutal because it's just more consistent and gives you this reliable damage. Then we got Hunter Titan. I really like this because like unique champion takedowns, you're gonna take down some champions with Vi, and I really like this. You could also go for Spirit Walker, but I like this stacking. Longer term effect of tenacity and max health, so this is the rune that I go for. And obviously for a jungler, Mastermind is really good because you deal bonus damage to turrets and to epic monsters, and you also gain extra golden XP. So for every jungler who cares about Drakes and Heralds and Baron, this is the way to go. So we are already in the game, guys. Now it's getting hot. We are playing Vi, and we are obviously buying the sword first. So we buy the attack damage item as a first item because it's really good and you gain attack speed by your passive. Then you just ward your blue buff because you want to notice if you're getting invaded. I mean, we're playing against a Mumu, so the probability that we are gonna get invaded by this guy is really low, but still, I mean, we want to make sure that our blue is warded and just make use of this interaction that you can just buy sweeping lands and have it ready when you gank. So this Gragas wasn't too helpful. I mean, it's okay because we got SY we got the one of the fastest, if not the fastest jungle clear in the whole game. Here we probably shouldn't have smited because the buff was already low, so we could have kept our smite and just smite these raptors, but it's fine. I mean, it's a matter of seconds. It's not really that impactful in this case actually. And as you can see, we clear our jungle so fast. We always want to respect the animation cancelling. So as you noticed in the tutorial where I explained why to you, animation cancelling is a huge part and also helps to clear these camps so fast. So you can see we do these kind of double attacks always as soon as we have our third ability up, which is really, really helpful. And as you can see, our damage with our passive, with our first ability is so huge that we are actually like arriving at the scuttle when it spawns. So we do 4 camps, we are level 4 at the scuttle, and we are also at the scuttle even before it spawns as soon as we get decent leash. So now I write POC because I was like, wow, how did this happen? It was so good, but I unfortunately was in party mode, so no one responded to me. But as you can see right now, at this point, I'm gonna pause because I want to make you better at this game. I pause. I hope it's okay for you. I am at the scuttle. Like 5 seconds after it spawned. With a decent leash from your Baron lane, if your red buff is on Baron side, on Dragon side, you are going to arrive at Scuttle at 1.25 when it spawns. So this is so good for you because most junglers, even with a level 3 clear, aren't even ready for the Scuttle as soon as it spawns. And we are already level 4, so we can not only trade the opponent's jungler, but we can even snag the Scuttle first, and then if the opponent's jungler arrives, you can just demolish him because he is guaranteed to be under leveled. So as you can see, we just go for the Scuttle. We got smite up again, so we just smite it because we see a Mumu, and this is what I said. This is exactly what I said. Because of the very fast jungle clear of Vi, you can dominate every river fight. Probably not against Olaf or Lee Sin, this is on another chapter, but against such champions as a Mumu, who are so bad at early game. I don't know what he did. He did his blue buff, he didn't even do his red buff, so this was a huge mistake already. He just went for the wrong pathing, because if he did blue, he should have gone for full clear and just go for the bot bot side scuttle, but as you can see, it's a free gift for us. We just snack this guy. As you can see, we do so much damage to this guy. I mean, Leona is coming, Leona is noticing it, but as you can see, we are quite lucky. We still get the kill because of our red buff that he didn't have, and now we are just going to escape. Why did we escape here? Because I knew, okay, mid was probably on its way. I noticed Twisted Fate, and we wouldn't have survived this. So what we are going to do now is jungle basic. You got this scuttle. You killed the jungler, so you are going to deny him the other scuttle too. You don't want this guy have any chance to come back in this game. So Amumu is probably after respawning, because he didn't have his red buff, he's probably going for this red buff anyway, and then he's probably going for the golems, just so you know that jungle pathing is a really important part of this game. And so we just get free scuttle. I mean, you couldn't contest anyway. We are level 5, we are 2 level ahead right now, so this guy couldn't do anything. And now, of course, I'm level 5. I want to make use of my ultimate right away. I want to snowball this game really early on. We ult this guy. Sadly, he escapes, and my Gregors didn't really do too well in this situation. Now, really important thing also, we make this wave stay. So as you can see, this is a second part of understanding this game better. My minions are less than their minions. So Gregors is dead. Malphite won't push. And this wave is now really in favor of us, because his minions are killing our minions. So we got more experience to gain when Gregors comes back of his minions, because his minions are still alive, and Gregors is just going to get all gold and all experience. But our minions, which Malphite can make use of, are already dead, because there were more minions right now, and these minions just kill these minions of us. So that's the point where we don't push, because we know, okay, Malphite is ahead and Gregors is behind, so Gregors can make really good use of this lane because he gets some XP and gold back. So I hope you understood this. If you want me to make an extra video on this topic, you can also write down the comments. So now I'm going to just do the golems, because it's like the camp that was news to me, that was closest to me. And now I know, okay, the red buff is spawning soon, so I'm just going to Raptors and go for the red buff. As you can see, it's 4-3 right now. We are 1-0, so it's all good. And the red buffs just spawned, so we can like flawlessly go through our jungle camps and do this red buff. As you can also see, you can almost always make use of this burning effect that you gain by using smite. So the burning effect makes you like keep your auto attacks and just walk to the next camp while not wasting any time to get that further attack out when this damage over time already kills the jungle monster. This is also really important to just maximize your time, how do you call it? Like just minimize your time you waste in the jungle for clearing opponents, jungle neutral jungle camps. And now we go to back. Why we go back? It's pretty easy, because we see that Drake is obviously up. We got 3.49, so 11 seconds till the Drake spawns. And obviously Vi is an early game champ that doesn't fall off too hard as Lee, but it's still a champ that has really much damage potential in the early game, especially since we're so much up relating to Amumu. So now we go back, now we buy, probably a bit too late, like a few seconds too late if they started right away. But as you can also see, like Elistar kind of has control over the situation. Now they move, and now it becomes interesting. So this was really smart by the opponents. They just push the wave in, so they might actually have access to Drake, because Katarina is back, so Twisted is on mid lane. And if they just all group now, if they were smart, they would have known that I wasn't around, because I showed up at Baron lane to just clear this ward and then port it back. And this lane is pushed, so these guys also can't really rotate, because they have to clear their minions first. And Twisted Fate obviously is at mid lane right now, and Katarina was also back. So if they started here, it wouldn't have surprised me. It would have been a pretty good move. But as you can see, they didn't really, at least it looked like they didn't really. So what we are going to do is the blue buff. We are just going to snack the blue buff. Obviously, we are going to keep our smite, I guess, because we just need it for the Drake fight. So now we want to make sure that we just are aware of the Drake, and we are just around this objective, because the Cloud Drake is one of the most important Drakes, if not the most important Drakes. I think many people are sleeping on this Drake and the mobility it gives you. So this situation is now really scary, because obviously we are like 4v5. Malphite is here, so Katarina is dead, and they got Amumu, they got Malphite, and they got Leona, so much crowd control. So what we are going to do now we are going into the fight. As you can see, I just first of all want to make sure that Amumu is burnt, because this is is what hurts us most. And now that Malphite ultimate, Amumu ultimate, and Leona ultimate are out, we can just secure that kill. So really good for us. And now, as you can see, we are just going to stay back. Why are we staying back? Because we got the blue buff, so we regenerate, sorry for my English, a lot of health. And now I can see, okay, this guy is doing the Drake, and we just go in, we steal it. Amumu was really taking risk on that. Katarina killed him, we just stole the Drake, which was so good for us. I mean, we didn't score an assist. This was really greedy by me. This was way too greedy. I mean, we didn't get the Twisted Fate. If Katarina just chased the Twisted Fate, we probably would have gotten an assist too, so it wouldn't have been too bad. But as you can see, Alistar is already doing the job. We still didn't get the assist, sadly, but it's all good. I mean, 2-1. I mean, it was a mistake. We shouldn't have gone into deep there, but we secured the Drake, and that's the most important thing. So early game is already doing really well for us. Amumu already died 2 times. We got the Drake, we got the objective, and also we got some kind of more gold than him. And he's still keeping up. I mean, he's still keeping up for Amumu. It's not too easy to get through the early game, and for this circumstance, he's doing really good. But now, as I saw Amumu being at the upper side, we just call the Herald because it's a free objective in that sense. They can't really contest it. Amumu doesn't even want to contest it. As you can see, they are nowhere around, and now we are just going to try to bully Amumu further. As you can see, we just stole the blue buff. We got this sword. We made use of this sword. So this is what I say, guys. This is what I say. Vi has insane mobility, and as you can see, Amumu knew nothing. This guy didn't have a clue what was going on, so we just go in. I mean, it was kind of lucky that we got that blue because we didn't have smite, but still, you can see we just dashed. We got this huge gap closer. We just closed the gap between Amumu. He doesn't have a clue. He doesn't expect us to come from anywhere, and this is obviously the perfect situation for this kill. He's free. He's level 7, man. He's level 7. He has no resistances. What is he gonna do? Twisted Fate even comes in, but we got the kill. Gragas even got the kill, which is really good for us. So 2-1-1. Amumu already died 3 times. This is the perfect early game you want to score with Vi. So we are just doing the red buff because it's an important objective. Even though we want to force fights, it's also good with Vi to just clear camps because she does have this really, really huge wave clear at the start of the game. It's one of the fastest jungler, as I already mentioned, and you can just rush through these camps like probably most of other champions really can't keep up with. So this is a situation where I see, okay, this might actually be a kill, even though we don't have ult. Katarina tried to bait here, but it didn't really work out, so we just go up. And this guy is actually really stupid. I don't know what he was about to do, but he was just like, yeah, giving us an opportunity to like score some further kill. Alistar got the kill. Alistar just dives here. That was kind of a mistake because I thought, okay, this guy is just gonna take the kill and go out. But this guy wanted more, so he did ult. I didn't really realize that he does activate his ult, so I could have dove in earlier. So this was a slight mistake by me. But as you can see, we still managed to get the kill, which is pretty good, and it's all fine at the end. So this was a slight mistake by me. He wouldn't have had to waste his heal if I just thought of the dive earlier. But 3-1-2, these are problems. These are like luxury problems. Yeah, we are completely ahead. We are 12-6. Amumu is completely out of the game right now, and we are trying to get this game into snowballing. We got Katarina. We got an Ezreal that is also really strong right now. So these 2 champions are the ones that we obviously want to center us around. And also, Gragas got back into the game after dying in the first gank, which was obviously not optimal. But as you can see, this wave that I mentioned earlier, pushing into him, really helped him out to get back into this game and to close the gap of golden experience between Malphite having killed him and he just having died. So Katarina also scores the solo kill on TF. So my team is also really working like with me, so this is also really good. That was like kind of a disrespect where yeah, she just stood there and jumped away as soon as Amumu would hit his first ability. And now we are just going to buy the Sterix, but as you can see, I wait in the base because I want the full item for the next fight. So at some point, at this point, it made sense to wait these a few seconds because Sterix makes a difference. If you have this full item, you get more base damage, you get the passive, and this is just a combination that you definitely want to have if you want to snowball. So this was definitely worth the wait. So we just go for the scuttle, obviously. The Drake spawns, so we are at the upper side. We are always there when the Drake spawns. That's the rule of thumb. Not only for Vi, but for every jungler. It's so important to have this Drake control and to just be there. And there, Amumu just derps in kind of. It's like almost a kill for us. And now it's kind of obvious. We could now just go for the Drake. But our team kind of wants more, so Gregors flashes in. I don't know what he was about to do. So we also go, or try to go in, try to make Alistar tank first. Then we go in. We got that kill on the Mumu, we go in again, and as you can see, it just works out perfectly for us. We flash out. I mean, there are 2 free kills, and also Malphite is coming. We just smite this golem, and we don't quite get the TF in the first place, but he dies from red buff, so everything is fine. I mean, Twisted really did a good job. It was kind of lucky, along with Varus, that these both guys didn't die, but as you can see, we managed to still get the kill, and now we are 5-2, and as you can see, look at the gold, guys. Look at the gold. This is what I tell you when you play Vi against Amumu, or against any late game jungler. This is what I'm talking about. We killed this Amumu was going to get in the early game from us. We killed him in the early game. We killed him at the blue buff, and also the Drake situation was quite unfortunate for him. And we killed him on this last fight. So we are up 3.4k gold. We are up like 1 Sterix, or even almost 1 Trinity Force. We are up 1 full item, 1 expensive full item towards this Amumu. We got by far the most gold in the game, alongside with Katarina. At 9 minutes, we are at 9.1k gold, which is so good for us, and we now can just completely make use of this gold lead. So what I buy here is, I really still like to buy Solari, because I really enjoy the item, and Solari gets stronger, gets almost as strong as it was before the nerf, as with the levels you make, so it gets stronger for each level. So this was the pickup for me. And also I thought, because they have a really good teamfight comp with Leona, with Amumu ult, and with Malphite ult, we might make use of this shield effect. So this is not an item that you must buy on Vi. I would recommend you to buy the move speed item. I forgot the name of it because I only know it in German. But you know, the item that speeds you up is also, I mean, it's Righteous Glory. Righteous Glory. So Righteous Glory you can also buy, and you can also buy Redemption. But in this case, because we had so much gold, I thought it would be a good idea to buy Solari. So now we are just centering around Drake, because, yeah, we don't really do it because we want to take the fight first. They got Amumu, they got these engaged champions, so they can easily catch us in the pit. So this was kind of a bit too aggressive, but what, you know, guys, I knew in this situation that the engage would make sense, because, as you can see, like, Alistar engages, and then I know, okay, if I do it this way, then we can just step up with Katarina, and if all their CC abilities are out. As you can see, I got completely bashed by everyone. So I knew, okay, I'm probably sacrificing myself. So I ult in, and as you can see, Malphite just ults me. So at this point, they basically got no real reset against Katarina. So Katarina can just come in and completely destroy them. And guess what happens? Katarina completely destroys them. So this was basically a quadra kill for Katarina. I mean, she dies, but it's still a 5-for-2 trade. I sacrificed myself for the team. So even though I died, dying always isn't always so bad, as you can see. And in this case, it was definitely worth it, because we just get Drake off that, because, yeah, you know, as you can see, they are all dead. So free Drake for us, even though I'm not there to smite. And this fight was really, really worth it, and just like increased our lead on the opponents. So in this case, we are 5-3-7. We participate on some kills of the team, and we also were present. We also did our job in most of the fights, in most of the usual team fights that occurred in this game. So we do now just red buff, because yeah, it's like the bread and butter camp you do, and because there's nothing really to do on the map, we are just going to farm. As you might already have noticed, yeah, we just center around fighting enemy champions with Vi in the most time, especially when we want to snowball. When you are ahead with Vi, you want to go for these kills. You don't really want to go for the farm. You want to go for these kills to just increase your lead more and more. You just want to snowball, provoke snowballing with Vi, and this way we always try to look for the fights, try to look for the objectives, because objectives are always a point. If you are like like killing the objective, the opponents automatically come and you can just engage in the fight. And now we are like, running around the map because there's nothing really to do for us. We just try to push these lanes out and look for opponents who are off position and just increase our lead even more. So here we are just running around and trying to get some people here to go. There was a Malphite, I don't know, Malphite just thought that Katarina would jump to her knife, but she didn't. And now we got that kill on Twisted Fate, like easily. As you can see, we even got our Starix shield, so there was no like risk of dying at this point. And as you can see, my team just, dives there, like, kind of stupidly. We do now Baron because I know, okay, Alistar and me, we probably can do it because we got enough tankiness, we got enough damage, because I am so fat, and we don't even need our mates to do this. At least I thought that this was the case. And as you can see, Baron at 30 minutes is still quite untanky because it's still so early after spawning. So this is an easy duo Baron for us. I mean, Twisted Fate is like showing up because, or like not showing up, but ulting, because you could see it with his like vision, and he ulted towards Katarina. So this is a free Baron for us, and also I flash here because I thought that I could kill her, but in the end, it was a kill for our Gragas, which is also really fine. There, we don't quite make it. I mean, the opponents were like really horny on me, I had the feeling, and we were also really deep, so we shouldn't have chased that Leona. I mean, especially when you're fat, you tend to overextend, and that's what we just did there. So this was not the best move of the game, but that doesn't even really matter because we secured Baron buff, and this game is already in such a good state. I mean, we got all the outer turrets, and we are just the opponents are just left with their 3 inhibitor turrets, and with Baron buff being on at least one person of the team, it's also like really comfortable to push out the waves, and it's okay if we die there. I mean, this death was not necessary, but this death was not game breaking for us. So what we're gonna do now, I mean, we still got so much gold. Katarina now even got more gold, but still everything good for me. And as you can see, I also make mistakes. Like, these people also make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes in this game. The key thing is just to like learn from these mistakes and to just do more good things in a game than bad things, than mistakes. So we did so many good things in this game. So we kept our lead, we snowballed the game towards our team, that it's affordable for us, I'd say, even though it's not necessary, but it's affordable to make one and another mistake like we just did by chasing Leona. And now the drag spawns, obviously this is the one that we want to go for. So this is a really clean kill on this is a clean, not the cleanest kill on Varus, but it is a kill. And now we just go for the ultimate on Twisted Fate because I didn't want to really face Amumu and Malphite. So the ultimate is also a really good move to escape from this front line. So you can just dive straight into the backline, as you saw. I mean, we could just treat it, but I guess you saw it. These two guys, Amumu and Malphite, were in our face, and we don't really want to deal damage to these guys. We want to eliminate the carry. So Varus was already dead. There was only Twisted Fate left who deals damage. So this guy was, just the perfect ultimate target for us because we could escape from Amumu and Malphite because we were at the like upper side of this river gap, and we could just kill him, so we could eliminate the damage, and we could just have left Malphite and Amumu not dealing really much damage to us and winning the fight. So yeah, we secured the deck, obviously. We killed Malphite at this point, and this is already where the game starts to get really hard to win for the opponents because we are so much at. We are 10 for 10, 33 towards 19 kills. This is really a huge advantage that we got. And as you can see here, I didn't expect Leona. I just auto-casted my ult. This was not the best move, as you can see, but it's still okay because we just go in. I think, as you can see, we just surprised the opponents by the amount of damage that we actually did. It is just insane. And these guys are still trying to make it, but they don't quite make it. We just won. We 3'd the opponents at this point. I mean, Ashley came, obviously, but the amount of damage we tanked and the amount of damage we even dealt, it was just insane. And this is a sign of complete domination. I mean, we even get this kill, we aced them. We are 12 for 11, and at this point the game is already over, guys. This was I think that was like asserting dominance completely to the enemy team. It all started with the advantage of Vi being able to clear the camps so fast as she does. I mean, as you could see, at 1.42 minutes, we were already 1 level ahead and managed to kill Amu for the first time. After that, we just snowboarded, so this was a really satisfying game. Back in Grandmaster, I mean, it's like Grandmaster Challenger is matched with each other, so this wasn't like a worse game than if I was Challenger at this point. But as you can see, it's been such a nice game. We got most gold, we got most kills, we got turrets destroyed, and we just completely destroyed these guys. If you like this video, if you know better how to play Vi now, then I would really be glad about you leaving a thumbs up at this video. I'm sorry for my English, it's like a bit scuffed. I'm training my English by creating this vids and also like reading in English and stuff. I hope you enjoyed it still. If you have any suggestions for what I could do better, for what you want to know, for which champions you want to have a guide on, keep it in the comments, put it in the comments, and I will read it. So thank you very much for joining me in this video. I hope you have a nice day. See you next time.